L'enfant qui a volé 230 millions d'euros? Mais what? Je like déjà. Attendez, on va mettre en français. Mais what? Il a volé combien? 230 millions? C'est énorme!
No way.
Oh my god! $242 million! You know how much money that is?
Les gars, vous faites quoi avec 230 millions d'euros? En vrai. En vrai, là, demain, vous scammez des gens, vous avez 230 millions d'euros. Vous faites quoi? Premier truc que vous faites. Prison directe. Bah, non, tu te mets toi-même en prison. Il est con, quoi. Il reçoit les sous, il part en prison. Allez, c'est bon, ça m'a saoulé, j'ai peur. De luxe. Waouh. Je vais à Valenciennes. Voilà, une réponse sensée. Billet pour la Suède, superbe. En vrai, la meilleure réponse, c'est je fais un sub sur ma chaîne. En vrai. Je mets tout ce Guiro Keres buteur. Voilà. Ça c'est un très bon pari, ça. Moi, je vais au casino et je mets tout sur le rouge. Voilà. Alors lui, ce qu'il a fait, c'est qu'il s'est dit, bon, nique sa mère, moi je profite. Parce que là, les gars, parce qu'il a scam 230 millions d'euros. Là, vous dites, j'ai investi tout ça. Mais tu peux pas investir, c'est de l'argent. Il est pas blanchi ton argent. Faut le blanchir déjà. En fait, c'est compliqué. Quand tu scams autant, force à what.
It's the 19th of August, 2024, the day a group of young adults carried out one of the largest crypto heists ever recorded. 20-year-old Malone Lam, 18-year-old Virch Tal, 21-year-old Jendiel Serrano, Danish Khan, and Chen. These kids targeted a single Genesis creditor who had no idea they were about to lose a staggering $230 million worth of Bitcoin. But how did they pull it off? Were they expert hackers with advanced coding skills?
La moyenne d'âge, c'est 20 ans quand même. La moyenne d'âge, c'est 20 ans. Ils ont scam 230 millions.
Than it seems. These scammers did something very clever. They hacked into basic human nature.
Comment ont-ils fait?
It all began with a phone call, a seemingly harmless contact from Google support. But this call wasn't from Google at all. Using a spoof number, Vichatel, also known as Wiz, convinced the victim that their personal accounts had been compromised. With this false sense of urgency, he gained access to the victim's Gmail and iCloud, where he gathered key security information. Another call followed, this time from Jendiel Serrano, aka Box, claiming to be a representative from Gemini, the crypto exchange the victim used. The victim was tricked into believing their account was under attack. Under pressure and convinced they needed to act fast, the victim reset their two-factor authentication settings, giving the thieves the access they needed to take control of the Gemini account. Quickly.
Il est con, quoi. Le mec, il y a 200... Attends. Il y a 230 millions d'euros sur le wallet. Il y a un mec qui appelle avec un numéro. Tu te penses que c'est le support, tu donnes tous tes accès. Il est con, quoi.
Sending funds to a compromised wallet. The situation was spiraling, but the victim had no idea. When he was asked to use AnyDesk, a remote access software, it seemed like another step in securing their assets, but in reality, it was the final blow. As the victim unknowingly shared the screen, the private keys to their Bitcoin wallet were exposed, and in just a few clicks, the digital fortune was transferred into the hands of the thieves.
Oh wow. No way. No fucking way.
Mais comment on a les images? Comment on a les images de ça? C'est dingue.
It's on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain, bro.
No way.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Et ceux-là, ils sont sur Discord. Alors moi, sur Discord, je fais quoi? Je me branle. Eux, sur Discord, ils prennent 230 millions d'euros.
In a private video, they recorded the live reactions to the successful transfer of 4,064 bitcoins valued at over $230 million at the time, clearly excited as they watched the millions flow into their wallets. How did they manage to pull off such a heist? How could someone with that much wealth be deceived so easily? And why will they record themselves in the act of committing such a massive crime? These are questions that might never be fully answered, but one thing was clear: the money was now in the hands of the criminals, and they knew their work wasn't done yet. Exactly 17 minutes after, they quickly set about laundering the money. To make it harder for authorities to track the stolen crypto, they split the Bitcoin into smaller amounts and transferred it across 15 different exchanges, a common tactic known as pill chains. The idea was to break the large transactions into smaller ones, making them harder to trace. Bitcoin was swapped for Litecoin, Litecoin was swapped for Ethereum, and Ethereum was swapped for Monero. The process took several days, with constant swapping between different currencies and exchanges, further obscuring the trail.
Go to the top right, the settings bar. Settings, no.
Attendez, il écoute HQC et il est en train de faire 200 millions d'euros.
Oh, not that. Like the swap settings. Set custom recipient. No, bro, what the hell? Do 998.
Alright, bro, you're so horrible.
You can't.
Bro, I'm clearly busy, Caleb. Planning a heist.
Soon enough, all the stolen money was now clean money, ready to be spent, and the criminals didn't hold back. The day before the heist even took place, they were already planning on how to spend their fortune, sharing links with each other on Telegram of expensive luxury.
Voilà, c'est ça le problème. Ils sont cons en fait. Tu prends 200 millions d'euros, le premier truc c'est. En vrai, tu te dis, ouais, faut que j'achète des trucs de luxe, mais c'est le pire truc à faire. Si tu veux garder ton argent, pas partir en prison. Ils sont déjà dans le rich lifestyle. Ils sont cons,
wanted
quoi.
to purchase from brands like Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, and Philippe Plein. While most of
Ouais,
the
ça partait bien parce que le blanchiment d'argent, ils l'ont bien fait. Bah, ils ont split leur. Comme il a expliqué. Ils partaient bien. Ils se sont dit, ouais, faut pas ça cramer. Là, il dit, bon, nique sa mère, j'achète des gros trucs.
crew chose to play it safe, keeping a low profile and resisting the temptation to splurge, one man couldn't help but stand out. His name? Malone Lamb.
Ballin', like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin'.
Malone was based in LA, and the moment he got his hands on the money, he wasted no time diving headfirst into a luxurious lifestyle. Everything he had once watched wealthy people enjoy was now within his reach, ready to become his new reality. Nightclubs became his second home. Almost every night, he hit a club, spending ridiculous
Il est con, quoi. Il est con, quoi.
amounts of money on VIP sections and bottle services. His bar
Alors, comment. Alors, voilà. C'est l'explication de comment se faire cramer.
tabs were unbelievable. Some nights costing $265,000,
265 000 dollars d'addition.
$300,000, and even more than $500,000.
569 000 dollars. Attends, faut regarder les chèques. 30 grégouses, 21 000 dollars. 25, il a pris 55 grégouses. 30 ice, je sais pas c'est quoi. 30, 45 000 dollars. 30, 48 bouteilles. Mais qui buvait là? C'est qui a bu tout ça là? 26 émeraudes. Mais attends, il y a combien de bouteilles? 100 Casma. C'est quoi Casamigos Respotado? Attendez. Casamigos. J'y crois pas. Casamigos Reposado. Il y avait 100 bouteilles comme ça. Et pour qui? Là, il y a pas toute la boîte. De toute façon, là, c'est même pas en mode toute la boîte, elle a bu, quoi. Dans les bouteilles. C'est une dinguerie.
In a single
Mais elle a quand même pris 5 Red Bull. Attends, combien? 5 Red Bull, 300 dollars? Non, c'est 5 packs de Red Bull, j'espère.
night. If you were
Alors voilà, il est vraiment con. Moi, je pensais, quand j'avais vu ces images, je pensais qu'en fait, il faisait ça parce qu'il savait qu'il allait se faire cramer. Et du coup, il a dépensé tous ses sous. En vrai, si moi, je sais que je vais être cramé, je dépense tout pour une soirée, et vas-y, bonne chance. En fait, pas du tout. Lui, il se dit, ouais, nique sa mère, hein, j'ai des thunes, je dépense tout. Mais il est tellement con.
in one of those clubs, you couldn't miss him.
Hey, yo, Malone, you going real crazy like it's your birthday.
His name will be flashing on signs, and DJs will shout his name, giving him all the attention.
Un bec à Red Bull, c'est 24 Red Bull, ok. Au mieux de se payer une pute de luxe, voilà. Moi, je vais. Pourquoi faire ça? Parce qu'à la fin de ces soirées, ok, t'as de l'attention des gens, tout ça, mais le but final, c'est de conclure. Je pense, c'est sûr, il s'est dit ça. Mais frère, va payer une pute, je sais pas. Mais carrément, paye une femme pour rester avec toi. Et non, il va au club, il s'affiche.
He quickly became everyone's favorite, because whenever he was around, everyone got to drink for free. He threw around cash like it was nothing, and one time he even handed a DJ a massive 6-liter bottle of Golden Ace of Spades champagne, which could cost anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000. Another time he tipped
La bouteille, elle te rend 25 000 et 60 000 dollars.
the DJ $2,000 and had all the unopened bottles in the club sent straight to his house.
He even tipped me $2,000. When I tell you the amount of bottles he sent me that I took home, brand new, everything sealed, brand new.
But as fun as LA was, it still didn't feel like enough. He craved more
Vaut mieux donner de l'argent à sa mère. Hein.
attention, more luxury, more extravagance. So what did he do? He chartered a private jet to Miami. There, he took his spending to a whole new level. In Miami, Malone settled in a waterfront mansion. This place wasn't just any house. It was a $10.5 million estate.
En fait, heureusement, il s'est fait péter ce mongol. Parce que la vie d'un mère, en 2 mois, il aurait dépensé ses 200 millions. Je suis sûr qu'il est trop con.
With a $62,000 a month rental price tag. This mansion was massive, covering over 8,500 square feet, with 25 feet ceilings, 10 bedrooms, and a huge pool with a jacuzzi. It had 2 big front gates and a garage with a spacious driveway
C'est la maison dans GTA, ça.
with expensive supercars and luxury vehicles. Malone bought a black Mansory SF90, a white Lamborghini Urus, a fully kitted out white Mansory Lamborghini Urus with baby blue interior, a matte black Lamborghini Revuelto.
Pourquoi il parle comme ça? Pourquoi il parle comme ça?
The new Ferrari SUV in black, 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Class, 1 in grey, 1 wrapped with matte black camo, a convertible matte black and pink Rolls-Royce Dawn, a blue BMW M4, another Lamborghini Revuelto in matte grey, a blue Lamborghini Urus, an all-white wide-body kit Lamborghini Aventador SVJ with Malone's name written on the bottom of the door, a matte black Ferrari 12 Superfast, another Lamborghini Aventador SVJ in blue, a pink
Non, mais du coup, il a pris combien de voitures en tout là?
Urus, which Malone originally bought as a gift for his ex-girlfriend, to try to get her back, but got rejected again.
Donc là, il a acheté un Urus à son ex pour se faire reconnaître.
A fully black carbon fiber
Non, vraiment, il mérite. Non, vraiment, il mérite.
McLaren 765 LT, a blue Pagani Huayra, and many more cars. If you didn't realize it by now, Malone was always rolling with fashion. He rocked high-end designer pieces like Louis Vuitton and Givenchy. His style was expensive, with the most expensive piece of clothing being the McLaren Maya 70 by Paul Manges jacket, which alone cost $50,000 or more. But after all this wasted money on clubs and cars, Malone finally decided to invest his money in timeless pieces that would hold the value over time, like these Cuban link chain bracelets filled with diamonds, a Richard Mille covered in diamonds, and a diamond ring for each one of his fingers.
Oh là là là. J'espère il a pris 50 ans, c'est bon?
One Richard Mille wasn't enough, of course, so he bought multiple. Even his glasses had diamonds.
Yo, don't take no video.
Malone wasn't just a millionaire obsessed with himself. He had a
Mais pourquoi il dit don't take no vidéo, frère? Il va tous les soirs en club, il est con quoi?
generous
Il m'énerve le frérot là.
side, often using his wealth to give back to others in need. He bought 5 Birkin bags and gave them away to random girls at the club. One of these lucky
C'est le plus gros simp de l'histoire, vraiment.
back to others in need. He bought 5 Birkin bags and gave them away to random girls at the club. One of these lucky ladies was a model named Olivia Allen.
Guys, I can't even make this up when I say that I just woke up to a Birkin in my bedroom because a man gave it to me in the club last night. This is your sign to go
Mais pour aller où? Pourquoi il fait ça? Pourquoi il a fait ça?
clubbing.
Another lucky lady who got a Birkin bag was famous TikTok star Sky Bree.
Skybray, une pute, t'aurais pu la payer, t'aurais pu la baiser. Ah, vas-y, avec tout le respect, c'est bon.
Me and my 2 girlfriends walk over to the section, and this kid, I'm gonna refer to him as like a kid. I mean, he was definitely over the age of 18. He looked pretty young. He comes towards me and he's like, I got this for you.
She ended up saying she didn't like it.
It's beautiful, but to be honest, it's not really my style.
Non, c'est le plus gros singe de l'histoire. C'est bon, c'est le plus gros. $27,000. Elle dit, ouais, bon, en vrai, j'aime pas trop, il est pas bon.
While Malone was busy making his name known, flaunting his wealth at every turn, he was also drawing the wrong kind of attention. His outrageous spending, paired with his desire to be noticed, made it easier for authorities and blockchain experts to track him down. Investigators, including prominent figures like Zach XPT, were closely watching the flow of the stolen funds, tracing each move as he splurged on cars, clubs, and luxury items. The more he spent, the more obvious it became that his newfound fortune was linked to the heist, and soon enough, the walls started closing in.
Alors, comment il s'est fait cramer? Bah, comment il s'est fait
Malone
cramer?
thought he
Je viens
was
de le voir en fait, je suis con
untouchable.
quoi.
But behind the scenes, law enforcement and experts like Zach XPT were already connecting the dots. Through his flashy spending, investigators tracked large transactions linked to the stolen Bitcoin, using blockchain analysis to map out the movement of funds. What's more, both Box and Wiz slipped up during the process of laundering the funds. On several occasions, they accidentally leaked the stolen funds with their personal assets, which for example...
Attends. Me dites pas que les images qu'on a vues quand ils ont scam, ils les ont postées. Me dites pas, c'est pas possible. C'est pas eux qui les ont postées quand même. Ça a été leak. Dites-moi s'il vous plaît.
also leaked his full name during a screen recording, while Box reused deposit addresses, making it easier to trace the funds back to them. These mistakes, combined with recorded conversations and digital footprints, painted a clear picture of the criminal's activities. By mid-September 2024, the FBI and other authorities had gathered enough evidence to act. On the 19th of September, federal agents raided Malone's Miami mansion. where he was arrested, surrounded by all the luxuries he had bought with a stolen fortune.
We hear boom, and we thought that was shooting in the neighborhood, and we saw a lot of police. This was something that never happened in this neighborhood. Most of the time was a lot of party. It was party because I can hear from my house the music.
It was a stark contrast. Malone, who had lived like a king for just a short while, was now being led away in handcuffs. Authorities were able to freeze over $9 million in stolen funds, with $500,000 already returned to the victim. However, a significant portion of the stolen money remains in cryptocurrency wallets. At the time of making this video, $21 million linked to Box is still sitting in one wallet, while Virche Tao, also known as Wiz, has around $39 million tied up to his account. Additionally, $4 million of Malone's funds remain untouched in another wallet. But what
Attends, c'est-à-dire qu'il y a encore des sous qu'ils ont gardés là?
happened to everything else he bought? The cars, the clubs, the private jets, and all the flashy stuff. See, when a criminal buys luxury items, like cars, with stolen money and later gets arrested, the government steps in and seizes those assets through a process called asset forfeiture. This allows law enforcement to take control of anything purchased with illegally obtained funds, such as cars, houses, or expensive jewelry. Once these assets are seized, they are usually put up for auction. In many cases, dealerships or buyers, including the same dealer who originally sold the cars, can purchase them again, often at a lower price than they were initially sold for. The money made from these auctions then is used in a couple of ways. A portion of it will go toward compensating the victims of the crime, helping to recover some of the stolen funds, while another portion could be used to cover the cost of the investigation and legal proceedings. If the victim is lucky, he can get 50 to 65% back after the auction and administrative fees, the cut the investigators will get. However, in Malone's case, 3 of the cars he purchased, the Mandarin Lamborghini Urus, the Lamborghini Revuelto, and the Porsche 911
Attends, mais les sous-titres sont pas à temps là. Pourquoi ils sont en retard comme ça?
3 RS, were later transported to LA.
Attends, mais les gars, depuis tout à l'heure, les sous-titres ils sont pas à temps. Pourquoi ils sont en retard comme ça, wesh? Il est con quoi? On va mettre les sous-titres automatiques.
Following his arrest, these cars were spotted by
Mais c'est pas vite.
EFF Spot, a popular YouTuber who is known for his rare and expensive car spotting videos. In this particular video, both the Revuelto and the Porsche
Attends, mais je suis fou ou quoi? Les gars, on est d'accord, c'est pas à temps là, les sous-titres. Depuis tout à l'heure. Je vais péter un plomb.
appeared with noticeable damage.
Je suis un ouf ou quoi? Pourquoi ils sont pas à temps les sous-titres? Je casse un truc ou pas les gars? Ça me rend fou ça. Sous-titres. Chaud. C'est bon, on comprend l'anglais, c'est pas vrai. Bah moi, moi je comprends, y'a pas de souci. Hein. Mais le problème c'est que c'est pas... Attends,
the Revuelto had significant front-end damage, while the Porsche was dented in the rear, suggesting that the Revuelto had likely rear-ended the Porsche. This kind of damage will undoubtedly decrease the value of these cars when they go to auction, significantly reducing the amount the victim could recover. The same process will apply to the clothes, jewelry, watches, and designer glasses that Malone purchased. These luxury items are likely to be seized by authorities and auctioned off as part of the asset recovery process. High-end watches, such as his Richard Mille pieces, are particularly valuable and could bring in significant amounts at auction. While designer clothes typically depreciate in value, Malone's expensive pieces will still hold enough worth to help recover the funds for the victim. As for the wallet spending in clubs, that money is...
Putain, mais du coup, c'est qui se fait voler 230 millions là? J'ai pas capté là.
Pretty much gone.
Qui a fait 230 millions en crypto?
$500,000 in a single night on bottle services and VIP sections. The clubs aren't held responsible for giving it back, especially if they had no clue the money was stolen. Same goes for the private jets. Those jet companies provided a legitimate service, so the money Malone spent on his flights is long gone. In conclusion, while most of the big ticket items can be seized and auctioned, much of what Malone spent on services, like clubs and private jets, is lost for good. This story isn't just about a major heist or the luxurious lifestyle Malone enjoyed.
Qu'est-ce qu'il est con! C'est une dinguerie d'être con comme ça.
For a brief moment.
En 2 semaines, hein, je crois vraiment. Le mec, il a juste profité de 2 semaines de...
Spending spree.
C'est le roi des neuilles. En fait, c'est un mec intelligent, mais c'est un neuil. Il veut prouver quoi à qui, pourquoi. T'arrives à voler 230 millions d'euros et tu vas tout gaspiller au club. Il lui reste des thunes, non, mais il est en prison là. Hein. Il attend son procès. Hein.
Wait, remember Olivia, the model who got a Birkin bag? Yeah, she made a TikTok after Malone's arrest, stalling the Birkin with a police uniform. And also another TikTok in the same club saying, "No free bags tonight, just free drinks."
Non, c'est pas vrai. Mais je. Le mec a 200. C'est le. Wesh. J'arrive même pas. J'ai pas de mots à dire carrément.